reflection. Today we're going to be doing a series about the technologies of the body. First off, I want to say this. A lot of people say, where do you get your information? Like, who is your teacher? Where did you get all this information from? And I want to allow you to understand something. Certain people have astrological energies. Your astrological natal chart allows nature, the ether, where everything is communicating with each other in harmony. The nature that we're talking about is an ether. It's a system where all information comes from. And all of that is you. And the more in tune you are with that, the more you'll be in tune with divine information. Depending on your astrological energy, will you be allowed to have access to divine wisdom. So if you have a chart that is not blocking this information, depending on the angles, the aspects of your chart, and what's aspecting whatever is aspecting another part of the chart, will you be allowed to access pure thoughts? That means energy can flow through your meridians, that your chakras are completely open and you allow this force to speak through you. Now, when there's blockages, you're still using that force, but the force doesn't come out clear. And so it's confused because of the angles of light and how it's bending. So where I get my information is that I fill myself with the energy of the universe, what you call the universe or nature. And because of my astrological chart, the elements in my astrological chart allow me to let this energy flow through me. Okay? And so if that doesn't make any sense to you, I don't know what to say. You're going to be a little confused. But now, today we want to talk about the technologies of the body. Why is this important? This is so important because we don't understand what our body is. Shout out to Instagram, shout out to Facebook, shout out to everybody that supports Melanation, that is Melanation, that's on the way of being one with the Christ conscious and moving, to be greater in tune with nature and being God's children. Shout out to God's children. So now, the human body is so important. Because we do not understand the human body, we do not honor God. This is God's creation. You cannot honor externally God's creation if you cannot honor this body first. The technology of the body is the understanding the body. If we can't understand the body and utilize the body in the right way, then everything we do externally will say so. It will say that we don't understand and know thyself. If you're going to know thyself, a very important part of thyself is thy physical. To understand the physical is to realize that the physical is not physical. It's actually vibrating. Everything is moving. It's just condensed at a certain density of energy. Everything is energy and everything is moving, and you are actually a spirit. You are a soul, okay? A spirit, your energy, okay? Vibrating at a certain frequency. And everything is moving, and inside of each atom, there's empty space. It's not empty, it's full of the triple darkness, which is full of potential. Science will tell you that it's empty space. It's not, it's full. All the darkness that you see is full. That is the triple darkness, that is God. That is the potential of everything that could ever happen, okay? Which is funneled into what we call consciousness. Now, the body is so important to understand, but before we understand the body, in order for us to understand the body, we have to understand what the mind is. You have to understand how you have a body. We have been misinformed and told that the body is holding our mind, our soul. When all actuality, your body is a figment of your soul. Your soul is your mind, okay? I want to show you something. It's a word. It's called apparatus. The body is an apparatus for the mind. The technical equipment or machinery needed for a particular activity or purpose. Okay? So the mind is giving you the illusion that you have a body. Until we understand that, we will never understand life and everything external of the body until we understand the body. The body is a figment of your imagination. Everything you see is a figment of your mind. Even your body. Everything is an illusion. Your mind is giving you the senses that you have a body. And until we understand this, we will never understand life. We think that the soul lives inside the body and we're not the body. No. How can you say you're not the body? How can you say that you're not your body? When the body is the mind. The mind is giving you like you in your dream. You're like, I'm not the body. The body is a mechanism of the mind. Actually, the body creates the mind so that the mind can manipulate the energy in that realm. You need this apparatus to actually manipulate energy in that realm. So your mind wants to pick up a marker in this realm. Your mind uses this body to walk up. Your mind is your soul. Right? Remember we talked about this yesterday? Your mind is your soul. Remember what the soul was? It was God. Remember what the conscious was? Your conscious. Your conscious is your character. Your character uses its body to express what it is. And that all stems from the heart, and we're going to go into that later. This is very simple, but we have been miseducated about how life works. And until we understand how life works, we will never be able to master and leave this realm until we understand how this works. Right now, you might be holding a phone in your hand. You might be on a laptop. You're inside of a room. But you don't realize that you're inside of your mind. This is why, first thing we need to learn, before we start talking about the technology of the body and understand the body, because we have so many teachers out here. So many teachers. But none of them are doers. We teach and we're talking about this divine knowledge. But nobody's doing anything. Nobody's moving. This is redundant. Faith, which is knowledge. You cannot have faith in something unless you know, have knowledge. I can't have faith in a chair unless I know this chair is going to. In some kind of way, I won't have faith in that chair unless I know that chair is going to. We have to understand what faith is. Faith is knowledge. That's why Jesus always says, ye a little faith, ye a little knowledge. See, I'm not going to sit in this chair if I don't have faith that it's going to not fall. In my mind, I have already computed that it's 4 angles that's sitting down and this is firm, that I could sit in it. See, we think faith is going to something blindly. No, that is not true. That's what you've been misinformed about. Faith is having knowledge about something. You cannot have faith in something until you know something. But they have told you something different that misinformed you. When someone doesn't have faith, they don't have knowledge. You have faith in what you know. I'm not going to sit in this chair if I don't have faith in it, if I don't have knowledge in it. So because we don't have knowledge and we've been misinformed, at the end of the day, we don't know, so we don't do. So you have all of this knowledge, yet you have no knowledge at all, because at the end of the day, you're not applying it to your life. If you knew, you do. Feeling is knowing. We cannot know until we feelize. You must take what you know and apply it to your life. Therefore, we are in the information age, but notice there's no movement as far as applying the knowledge to your life. We have a whole bunch of people saying cool things, teaching, and like, yo, that was deep. He just blew my mind open. But what do? We go right back to work. We go right back in the system that we speak against. This knowledge should penetrate you into action. And if that knowledge does not penetrate you to action, then it's dead. And that's what we're in the age of. We're in the age of misinformation. So therefore, we're dead. because the knowledge means nothing. You can have all the knowledge in the world without application of that knowledge, it means nothing. So therefore, if we're in the information age, where is the movement? All this knowledge is power, but only if you use it. So we're not using the power. We don't understand our body. Someone says in my videos, I did a video, you can zoom in, you can see my nails, they are dirty. You see the nails? They're dirty. Someone said in the video, they said, ew, clean your nails. Clean my nails? My nails are dirty? Good. Because your nails, if you understood the technology of your body, collect vaccination. When you touch, that's why it's on your hands. What do you think your nails are for? Do you even know what your nails are for? Oh, you think it's for scratching, huh? Only? No, your nails are to collect information. That's why they're on your hand. They collect information, germs. They collect the germs. And underneath the bed of the nail, there's an opening, a slight opening, so that not much comes through, but your body gets to collect the antibodies from the external environment so that your immune system collect copies of it so that you can have a copy of it. But if you clean yourself so much and you live indoors and you live outside from nature, you have to go get vaccination. They have to put the disease in you because you live so disconnected from your environment that you're liable to get sick from it. You want to be dirty. Dirty is clean. Clean is not good. You're too clean. You want to be in harmony with your environment. You're going to look a little dirty. When you were a kid, some of the kids that were born in the 80s, you was outside. You were dirty. Always. You smelled like outside. You were one with the environment. You didn't get sick like that. Now these kids are so sickly because they have no immunity. You have to give you a artificial immunity. And anytime you put yourself in the hands of someone that doesn't have your best interest and say you got to get vaccinated, they could put anything they want. They do it in your food. They can put whatever they want in the vaccination. Now they are your God. They're becoming your God. They're going to put immunity in you. When your environment, that's what your nails are for. That's what your eyebrows are for. Your eyebrows collect dust and particles. And then inside, it go in. This is the technologies of your body we do not understand. The lips, the hair around your mouth, your beard. Do you know what it's for? Do you know what the beard is for? It's to collect particles. When somebody sneezes, your hair collects these particles. Your hairs have cuticles. They open up and allow this inside of your being at a certain rate so it won't hurt you, but collect the antibodies. This is what your facial hair is for. Nobody knows what the facial hair is for. All we know, we like to get it lined up and we don't understand what it's for. Your hair is full of, your body is full of hairs that you can't see. All over your body, you're full of hair. And all of these hairs are collecting information. And what do? You go take a shower every day and wash this computer. This computer is actually designed to protect you. But before we get into the technologies of the body, what I want to do right now is allow you or help you understand what the body is. You can't believe that you have a body, but you're not the body. But yet, if I smack you on your hand, you feel it. If I'm not the body, how come I smack you on the hand and you feel it? What you consider you. You feel it. If I go like to see your arm and bend it, you're going to be like, ah! Who say ah? You, ah! That means you must be your body. The problem is the illusion. We don't understand the illusion of life. When we see somebody die or in a casket, we say, or somebody die, we say, oh, that person's dead. Not realizing that that person was a figment of our imagination just as well as our body is. And when that person never dies, because what that person sees when it's put to sleep, it's somewhere else, experiencing another reality. You cannot die. But we look at the human body, this is the trick. We look at the body being dead and asleep and sitting there, and we think that the person's in the casket. They dead. Look at them. This is what happened when you... This is a very bad illusion because it confuses what life really is. If we don't understand death, we don't understand life, we won't understand our body, we'll live backwards. We have to understand how life works. When you're looking at somebody in the casket or looking at somebody sleeping next to you, that person, that being, that entity of light, thought, that streams in, that you are experiencing as an illusion within your own mind. This person is not real. Nobody exists outside of you. It's just a refraction of yourself to yourself. And until we understand that, we will never be free. So I have to put the information out here for those that are actually willing to receive, because it's already in them to receive. And everybody else, this information will be collected into your subconscious for your next life. So, now, when we look at someone dead in the casket and we look at them and we say, damn, this person's dead. Look at them, they're dead. You don't understand that the body that you're looking at is an illusion in your mind. That being that you used to talk to every day was nothing more than light refracting itself to you. But that energy now changes form into another realm. And if you were very smart and you knew that person, you probably see that person come back around to you. In the Bible, Jesus showed up to Mary as a gardener. She looked at the gardener and said, if you knew where my son is at, please, because he was outside of the tomb. She said, please, if you knew where my son is at, please take me to him at once. He said, Mary, why do you fear? And at that point, she knew that was Jesus, although it was the gardener. So energy just takes different form. In the Bible, it's literally, Jesus came to her as a gardener. If you understood the person in the casket and its energy, you would realize that energy just took another form in your life. Might another person, another thing, another form in your life. If you really understood energy, you would not cry that this person ever could leave you, because the person can never leave you, because the person is a part of you. But because you are looking at the body and you're thinking that the person is like, oh, okay, this person was this being right here. No, this being is a figment of your imagination, as well as your body is a figment of your imagination. What it is light refracting itself to itself. So if you understood the person, you would understand that the person takes different form in your life. If you understood the energy, it's a trick though, and it's an illusion. We have to expose this illusion. The illusion is that you are not the body, but you are the body. Because you think the person that's sleeping, because they're not there, that they're not the body, and their body was left here, and the body went in the ground, and the body deteriorated. But all of that is an illusion within your mind. And if you don't understand that, you're going to always think that you're not the body, because the person that you think that this energy is, it left the body. So you think that this world is going to exist when you're not. This is a mean trick of the mind. A very mean trick. This is an illusion. The person with the body in the casket is not thinking it's in the casket. Who it is has another body somewhere else, walking around, just like when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep at night, not only do you not realize that you left this body, or you didn't leave the body. You went to a different part of your mind. And in that realm that you went to, your mind gave you another body, because your mind creates the body. Your mind gives you a body conducive to the realm that you're in, so that you can manipulate energy in the realm that you're in, so that you can travel. So this vehicle is not separate of the mind. It is an apparatus of the mind. So the person that's in a casket that you thinking is dead is awake in another realm with a body. In every realm, you need a body. You have to have a body. Consciousness creates a body. No matter what kind of body or organism it is, it must be some kind of thing that it can use to manipulate energy in that realm that it's in. The mind gives you a body. So if you was to shoot me right now, boom, me, I would wake up in another realm with another body. That world that I left doesn't exist. It only exists in the minds of those that observe it. I'm in another realm, me. Just like when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep at night, you wake up in another realm and you have a body. You're not even thinking about that other body. You're in the now, because now is all that exists. But you have a body. You can even look at your hands and you can walk around. How do you have this body? You always have a body. No matter what realm you go to, you always have a body because the mind is giving you a body. It is an apparatus. An apparatus is the technical equipment or machinery needed for a particular activity. This is what the body uses. What happened?
No, I couldn't get it because he got cracks all on the screen. I couldn't close it.
No, it's okay. That's what I said. Let somebody else do it. Let somebody else do it. That got better eyes. Because it's interrupting.
No, I couldn't.
Okay, listen. I don't want to argue about it. Listen. An apparatus is a technical equipment or machinery needed for a particular activity or purpose. So your body, your mind is using it and created it as an apparatus for it to use in that realm. And until we understand what the mind is, which is your consciousness, you will never understand how life works. As long as you think I'm not the body, that is a bad spell. If you think that I'm not the body, you will not honor the body. And because we don't know who we are as far as a mind, we won't know who we are as far as a body, because the body is the mind. And because the mind is not well, the body is not well, and the body will not be well. Because when the mind understands its technology, it will connect to nature. It knows that it needs to be on the ground. It needs to connect to nature. These are not clothes. I need to take these off. This is not clothes. These are my clothes. Just like everything else in nature was born the way it's supposed to be born. You take off your clothes. You say, I don't want to be in those clothes like children do. Children try to put clothes on children, they ripping it off. Because you're living and your mind is vibrating at the wrong frequency of life, therefore you are living in an environment that is unhealthy for you because your mind does not know. So the body is going to do what the mind expresses. The body is just an apparatus of the mind. The body's going to do what the mind is functioning as. If the mind is on a low frequency, then it's going to cut down trees and make houses because it doesn't understand that its mind is the same mind of the tree. It doesn't understand that it can't see that. And so it moves in ways, so it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. If you don't have the drive or the heart, and we'll talk about the organs, we'll talk about the planet that rules the heart. If you don't have the intention of doing good, if you just want to use this knowledge to advance yourself and your ego to be the man or to be something important to yourself because you're in your own world, you're lying to yourself, the whole thing is being recorded. You got an evil thing called people, yes men around you that's saying, yeah, hell, this is crazy. Your subconscious is crazy. Your subconscious will support you to do anything you want to do. It's like, hell yeah. You're going to have people, you could be wrong as hell, motherfucker be like, hell yeah, in the room. The motherfucker be like, hell, your subconscious is tricky. When you peep it, you be like, yo, my subconscious is crazy because that nigga don't care. He'll support you. Like, yo, your supporters, they're like, hell yeah. You better calculate. You better make sure that the information that you're speaking of is correct because your subconscious will be like, hell yeah, and lead you right into the fucking pain and suffering. And the pain and suffering that we have is because that we don't understand we're doing something wrong. And a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm self-taught. Well, pain will be your teacher. You're not. Pain is the teacher. That's why you have a nervous system. When you do something wrong, you're in the realm. The realm has laws. And just because you live in a society that goes against those laws and you're so asleep with that society going against the laws and you don't see the effect that it's having and it's coming, doesn't mean that you're right. Okay? So no matter how much knowledge you have, if you don't have the heart to apply that knowledge, bring back its wisdom. When we apply knowledge to our lives, we bring back wisdom. This wisdom is the result of us applying the knowledge. Okay, I have read a book and studied karate. I know everything about karate. I can talk to you about a karate kick. I can tell you everything about a karate kick, but I've never been in a fight before. Here is someone that is practicing karate, fighting every day. Has the knowledge, but has the experience. Who wins the fight? The experienced fighter wins the fight every time. People are talking about things that they never experienced. Melanation, on the other hand, have shown you us in the jungle. I've went live, naked in the jungle. I've been live with you. I've been there. I've been to the mountaintop, as Martin Luther King would say. I've lived and slept in the jungle all night. I know where we belong. I know how I'm here. And so, we must understand the technologies of our body for us to start to live and correct. You have been misinformed from the day that you was born how not to use your body right, but you came into this realm with intuitive information. You knew how to be a human without nobody teaching you shit. You knew exactly how to be a human. If you put a baby in nature, the baby is stupid intelligent. It knows how to sit. It knows how to squat. It knows how to, properly squat. This is a resting position. It knows how to sleep. You might see babies do this. Look how the baby sleeps. The baby will sleep like this. This is how we're supposed to sleep, so that blood can get to our pineal gland and travel to our brains, so that we can you're supposed to be doing that. Babies will naturally sleep like that, with their butt in the air. This is not by mistake, because they have a natural design. You ask a baby to pick up something. All right, pick this up, son. Pick that up. Look at his movement. See his knees? He squatted. He squatted. Come here. Pick this up. Squat. What would you have done? You would have did this. Mm-hmm. No. The baby's always squatting. Pick that up. It knows to squat first to get it. It must squat to get it. It knows that. Technology. But after a while, it'll start seeing its environment doing the wrong thing, and it'll get lazy and start doing this. You must squat. This is the technology of the body. You must be bending. You must be able to be flexible. You must have the baby body. Look how easy, look. The baby squats. It's normal for it to squat. This is the resting position. The babies already know this. It's limber. Very limber. It becomes very limber. So, we must be in the jungle. Squat. You can sleep like this. You can sleep just like this. This is a sleeping position. And from here, you lean forward. And these are the technologies of the body to allow flow of energy. Sitting in an L shape in a chair cuts off energy. It's no good to sit in the L shape in a chair. Try to get a child to sit in a chair in an L shape. Bring a chair here. Any chair. A little chair. Bring this little stool. Try to get a child to sit in a chair in an L shape and tell it to sit there. Watch the first thing it's going to do. After a while, watch what it'll do. It'll immediately do this. It wants to put his feet up. It's going to immediately do this. It'll never sit in the L shape. It'll always go to a squatting position, a fetal position. This is how it was in the womb, like this. The baby will always go like this. Because the baby has you were born with intuitive knowledge. The baby will never sit in the chair in the L. It'll never be like, oh, okay, put your feet down. This is why you can't get kids to stay still in school. Because they know you have to train them to sit a certain way, to sit like this, to sit like this. No, doesn't want to do that. Constantly wants to stretch, move, be active. It wants to move. Cannot get a child to do this. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You cannot get a child to sit in an L shape like that. But as more you do it, the more you do it, the more it seems like it's normal. This is why we have to pay attention to the children, because the children will teach you God in God's language, which is body language. So the body is very important, but we must first understand that it's an apparatus. It is an apparatus of the mind. Apparatus. The mind creates the body. I will prove it scientifically. Not just talking to you. Here is the evidence.
Sound, touch, taste, and smell are all external world. In reality, this bird is electric signals. Put simply, the bird, the shape of which we see, and the sound are actually in the center of vision of his brain. Proves that they are millions of light be very distant.
Okay, so this is very important to understand right here. Now, and this is the facts of the matter. Truth remains whether you believe it or not, or whatever your belief system or your programming is. Okay, and sometimes, and I'm gonna tell you like this, but due to people's astrological energies, they're programmed to believe lies. So you can't make certain people believe the truth, because people are their personalities, their programming is more attracted to things that are not real. Like if you are, say, stop. A lot of water signs in the wrong place. If you got water and Mercury, if your Mercury is in water signs, fire signs, then it's more easy to be misled from information. Mercury wants to collect information, analyze it completely, and then push it to Mars, which is the drive, which is the action. So some people can collect the information, which it wants to be in Virgo or Gemini, or an Earth sign, Mercury. Mercury brings in all the intellect, all the information. It brings in the information. Once it brings in the information, which is your brain, once your heart sends it to here, once Venus sends it to Mercury, Mercury sends it to Mars, which is your solar plex, which is actually your drive. This is what makes you apply the information. And so many people have so very good Mercuries, but they can't apply the information because their Mars is in a water sign like Cancer or Pisces, and it's in the house of the Pisces or 8th or 4th or 12th house. This is why they can't apply it to their life. They'll sit there and talk to you about this information all day, but they'll never make movement because the drive is not in tune. Or they'll have drive, but they'll have the wrong Mercury. The Mercury being a water sign or a fire sign, they have the wrong information and there'll be a driving force. Mercury is sending this intellect that they have. They've missed so many details, don't even understand completely all the intel from the heart. Heart is pure. But the heart sends it to Mercury, and Mercury is not in the right position to actually compute all that the heart is sending them. So the heart has a good intent, But the Mercury is not in a position to sit down, slow down, analyze everything before you move. This is why playing chess is always good. Chess is a very good game to play and learn because it teaches you how to move, and it shows you how your mind works. Think before you move. It shows you all the mistakes of your mind and how your mind works outside of that board. I love the game of chess. Anybody tell you I'm a chess master? You know, I love chess. Chess teaches you how to think before you move. It powers your Mercury. No matter what your intent is, you know, it powers your Mercury. So you have a good intent. But your intent is sent. This information now has to be articulated by the Mercury. So your Venus sends information to Mercury, which is your brain. Your brain intellects it, intels. It takes it, computes it, and then sends it to Mars. Mars is where you have drive. It is your solar plex. Sends it to your solar plex to move your body, move your being, to do whatever it needs to be doing. Okay. Now it's using the body as an apparatus. Your mind, which is the astrological energy, has collected all the information. It is now using Mars. Now if your Mars is in a debilitated position, or if it's in an exalted position like Capricorn or Aries, Leo, wants to move, it wants action. This is where fire becomes. This is where Mars wants to be in fire. It wants to move. Mars wants to be there. So at the end of the day, if you have Mars in a moving position, in an exalted position, but Mercury didn't collect all the information right, so guess what? Mercury now sends that drive of misinformation to Mars, and Mars acts out this misinformation. This is where stupid actions come out. This is where people collect information about Nature Boy or Melanation and don't even know them personally. Why do people talk about Nature Boy without knowing him personally? They don't know, they're getting information third party. Third party information, they're making a video about it. You see? So someone got the information, no matter what, their intent was good. They don't like pedophiles, right? And so they got the information third party, like, oh, he's a pedophile. But how could you say you're a pedophile? Your Mercury should have said, wait, we need more information. We need to calculate more information before we make a judgment. And then send drive and do a video. But we have to collect more information. So obviously these people have Mercuries in a position that doesn't collect all of the information first, like Virgo or Gemini. Once it gets all the information first collected, it doesn't care about feelings. It's like, what more do we know about this? We need to have more. The more they go collect the information, they realize, oh, this was a misunderstanding. There's no need for anything to be done. And that's what they'll send Mercury. Mercury would be like, Mars would be like, oh, okay, we got the message from Mercury. There's nothing. It was a misunderstanding. It was taken out of context. This is a person that thinks before they move. But your Mercury doesn't allow you to do that. So therefore, your Mars is powering bullshit because of misinformation. So some people, like I was saying, are more drawn to stupidity than others. Now, with my Mercury, it's in Taurus/Gemini, so it allows the information to come in, slows it down, and processes it. You see what I'm saying? My Mars is in Libra, which actually processes it again. It sends the message back to Mercury and says, Mercury, is this balanced? Is this fair? Is this just? Now it's in the 11th house of Aquarius, so it's able to actually articulate itself and move in an aspect that it'll be clear. My Venus is in Pisces, which is exalted, in the 4th house of Cancer, which is a beautiful position for your intention. Your intention is good. Mercury's good. Check. Mercury's going to analyze everything, make sure it's analyzed to the T before it puts out the information. Okay, good. Now we're going to move. Send it to Mars. Mars is in Libra. Your karma, Saturn, Libra, exalted. Saturn is not exalted in Libra, but it's in that 11th house, which is exalted. So that allows it gave me what you would call luck. The universe is on my side. So it's okay. So now, once you understand how your energy is set up, then you can see where you make mistakes and make, karma for yourself and understand how your energy works. Then you can understand the body. You have to understand the mind before you understand the body. The body is an apparatus. It's a tool that the mind creates. This is why you can feel it. You can feel it when, shit, that hurt. You feel it. Because your mind is giving you, your body is your mind. It is a part of your mind. a very important part of your mind. The center of your mind is your body. We need to understand that the body is inside the mind, not the mind inside the body. Okay? You've been taught that your soul is inside your body. No. Your body is inside your soul. And that your mind is giving you the illusion that you have a body. This is why you can't see your face. This is why you can't see your head. You cannot see your head because your mind is giving you the illusion of a body. I want you to look down at your body. Why can't you see your face? It's a very good question. Very good question. Why can't you see your face? Because your mind is giving you a body. Just like a video game. You go to that view where you just a body like, you see? It's the controller that that gives the program, the whole world, the whole video game, in the virtual world that you're in, is just as much as an illusion as the body is. You see? The mind is the controller, the observer, and the controller of the body. But only in this game, you are the mind. You see what I'm saying? You're not separate of it. It's not a separate entity. No, you are the body. And this is something that we have to understand, collect, completely understand it, for us to treat the body and honor the body, which is God. The body is the mind is the soul is God. And how do we honor God? We must honor the body. We must give it the best food. We must give it the best people. We must understand it and know thyself. First, how you gonna know your body? How you gonna really understand your body and you don't understand your mind? You must understand the mind and how the mind works. Not only when you understand your mind, you will understand how others' minds work. When you understand this, you will become master teacher. You become the master of your reality. You might not be a teacher, but you become the master of your reality. You will figure it out like, oh, wow, I'm being projected my own energy. This whole reality that I experience, and everything from my parents to everything that was taught to me from just as a school, at school. No. At school. My mother, my father are reflections of me. It's all programmed. This is all an astrological programming? Yes. Whatever you did in your last life has created what you call your mother. Your mother's not real. She's an illusion of your mind. It's just as well as you're an illusion of your mind. Your body is an illusion, and everything that you say is an illusion. And once you realize this, you become the observer. You become lucid in this dream. When you become lucid in the dream, you start looking around like, yo, I'm dreaming. This is a virtual world. This is my mind. And this is where Nature Boy takes you even deeper. And I tell you, you're inside of the body that you are given an illusion to. You're given an illusion that you have a body. It goes deeper. Right? And I let you know that you're in the nucleus. The planet Earth is the nucleus of a neuron cell within your own body. You are standing, walking around, literally in your own body. This world that you see is inside of your own body. And when you zoom out of that, you're inside of your own body. And you zoom out of that body, you're inside an infinite. And your body can take any shape and form, whether it's a horse, a roach, any organism, because all is the mind, and whatever the mind needs you to be, to learn the lessons that you need to be, it is all what you will be. You are everything, and everything is you. You are the tree, you are the grass, and at the same time, right now, not only are you, that feeling that you are you, and that's the tree right there. The tree is right there. No, simultaneously, you are that tree. Simultaneously, you are the people walking around you. They're just vibrating at a different frequency of what you are. And until we understand this, we will never be gods. We will never walk the earth as God. We will never become God. The earth is the nucleus of a neuron cell within your own body. Now that you're not going to find on the internet. People say I get my knowledge from the internet. Keep watching. Keep watching. Because my information goes beyond the internet. I use the internet for you so that I can meet you where you're at. My information understands life, period. I'm here to help those God's children understand it and also leave the information like we always have. We always have left the information. I am what you call Thoth. I am Tehuti. You're not supposed to like me if you're not another frequency of not truth. But to objective thinkers, to astrological energies that are able to bend light in a way in your mind that you can understand information, you are God's children. You are the chosen. Right now is the time for you to speak, live. All that you are must be expressed. Proclaim the kingdom. This is not a time for you to know the truth and back away and be like, I'm scared to get on camera and talk. No. If you were ashamed before others, I would be ashamed of you before. There's nobody other than you. I want you to realize something right now. When you open your eyes, everything exists. When you open your ears, everything exists. Everything that you observe coming in is refractings of you. Without this, nothing that you ever know, and nobody's more beautiful than you. Because even when you observe beauty, it is only a reflection of a part of you, of what you interpret as and perceive as beautiful. That's why they said beauty's in the eyes of the beholder, because it's you that is opening your eyes and receiving with these receptors, and we're going to talk about receptors of the human body. Nothing's greater than the observer, because the observer is, everything that the observer observes is the observer. Without your observation, none of this could exist. None of this can exist without you observing. Therefore, you are the greatest thing in existence. Not only that, you are the only thing in existence. That means everything else is a reflection of you. That's why it's said, do unto others what you feel that is others. This is a very childish way and immature saying for little baby souls. Baby souls, do unto others as you have them to do unto you. This is stating, in a sense, that you don't understand yet that everything is you and you are everything else. So you are baby soul. You're learning through pain and suffering. You're being crystallized and purified to understand that you are everything and everything is you. Do unto others as you have them to do unto you. Thou shalt not steal from others. Thou shalt not kill others. Thou shalt not, treat people the way you don't want to be treated, because guess what? That is you. Baby stuff. Baby stuff. These are the fundamental laws of life, but for baby souls. Divine beings know that. The supreme beings know, let me not do that because that is me. Even if that person does something bad to me, that being is a part of me that doesn't realize it's me. It's a part of me refracting myself back to myself that says it doesn't know who I am. Let me disconnect. Be patient. Understand. Understanding gives me love, kindness to say, okay, brother, fine. Okay, sister, cool. You said I was a what? All right. I love myself. And keep it moving and keep going. Keep going. Because now you have the information and you have the knowledge and you're applying it gives you power. You become powerful so that your adversary, light that refracts itself, that doesn't know it's you, when you observe someone say something negative about you, that is a part of you saying something negative about you. As you analyze why this person would say something negative to you, and you use your Mercury, instead of just acting out of emotions back right away, you ask yourself the question, why is this person talking dirty about me? I don't even know this person. This person doesn't even know me. So when you analyze that person and you flip yourself in that person's position and you say, wow, well, the information they collected was from a video that they seen here or a video they seen there, but they didn't have all the information. And so therefore, what they're saying to me is right from their position of understanding, they feel that you're a pedophile, dude. They have every right, because that's the information that they collected, and so they're only projecting themselves. They're showing that they are not someone that collects all the information and analyzes everything before they make a decision, which means that's probably showing in their life that they don't analyze everything first before they make a decision. This is something that has nothing to do with me. And as I look back, come back to myself, I now understand in my position that that's a part of me that doesn't analyze things very well. So therefore, this person is underdeveloped and what is called retarded, an idiot. When I say idiot, you look up the word idiot, it means mentally disabled or mentally underdeveloped. This person or this part of me, this persona, this character of me is something that cannot understand itself. So at the end of the day, why am I going to, I'm not going to give energy to that because of the simple fact that this person doesn't understand, because I actually feel sorry for them. I have mercy. I forgive them because he knows not what he's doing. He's retarded. She's retarded. So I'm not going to indulge in that. If I'm going to talk or respond to anything, it's going to be the characteristics. It's going to be the morals and principles of what we should and should not do and how to act and how to act. Once you become supreme being, you vibrate on this frequency. Some people have come to me and said, "Are you okay? I can only imagine what you're going through." No, I said, you can only imagine what you would go through in my position from your mind. Because you do not know me, then you don't know how powerful I am and how my mind mercurates things, like mercury, and analyzes things to the T. You would already know. If you really knew me, you would know, oh, that nigga's straight. He's good. He's all the way good because he's already analyzed it. And because I can't feel without thinking, because feelings come from thought, my thoughts are so clear and so high vibrational, and I vibrate such at a high frequency, I can't feel bad. Because my mind won't allow me to feel bad. So some people have come to me like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Well, you know me not." "Well, I know pain and you might be in pain." How could I be in pain? How can I? That's for people that live in poverty. Poverty of the mind will give pain to the body and sickness to the body. I'm not vibrating on that frequency. I love myself. I understand myself. I'm a master teacher of self. So at the end of the day, when someone says something to me, it hits me. When it comes here, when I hear rumor about me, boop. When it comes here, I have an analyzing system. It hits my heart first. Boom, my heart hears it. It does not judge it. It sends it to my Mercury. My Mercury then sits and says, okay. Then it sends it to Mars. Mars says, do nothing. Continue to do your videos. Continue to teach. Continue to do what you need to do. If you do need to address something that might mislead the sheep or the people of children of God, the meek and the humble of the earth, they hear something, it might become a demon to them, then address those morals and principles to get them back on track. Other than that, erase the video after you've done it. This is what my Mercury tells my Mars to do. My Mars is like, all right, cool, and now my body moves. Let's go. You see what I'm saying? So people come to me from their perception, their character, and they can only update their mind, can never fathom where my mind is at unless your mind vibrates at my frequency of mind, then you would understand. And because that part of me doesn't understand, they come to me and they say, "I'm sorry, are you okay? Don't listen to them. Just keep going." And I'm like, I'm hearing these people saying keep going, and I understand that they're coming from their position, telling a part of them to keep going that they feel is a great part of them. And I appreciate that. But, my self-esteem is at a level of high frequency to the point where they can't touch me. Number one, I'm not just this character that I'm playing. This character is a very important character for the time and place that we're in. And those that are wise will hear the horns, and those that won't. So that's how the body works from the mind. If the mind is sick, the body is sick. When the mind was eating meat, something programmed you to eat meat. When you eat meat, you was not even using your Mercury. Your mercury said, oh, you use your mercury to be like, okay, we need spices, we need to bake this for 34 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You use your mercury as that, and then your Mars said, eat it. Eat it. And then, you know, this is just because eat. Now that you become wise, you become level up to a frequency. The frequency now says, this is no good from you. Now you get the information, you get the hidden information in this age that you get. This is as far as we went, is veganism. And we're struggling with that. That's how far behind the actual collective consciousness in the world that you live in. We're just now becoming vegans. This world has to change. But they're vibrating very slow. Just now coming into veganism. Yo, that's like, remember when we first was vegan? It's crazy. So the children of God and minds is traveling at a higher velocity of light to the point where we're already in the future. We perceive the world, we're in the world, but we're not of the world. We perceive the world that we're in. So, the technologies of the body. We can get into that as soon as I watch this. And I want to show you the scientific evidence behind it.
To be very distant in one person's view are actually images clustered in one spot in the brain.
All right, listen very closely.
For instance, someone who watches the stars in the sky assumes that they are millions of light years away from him. Yet the stars are right inside himself, and the center of vision of his brain.
Okay, it says the person viewing the stars thinks that the stars are far out, way out in distance. Distance is a figment of your imagination. And so they think that the stars are way back there, but really the stars are in their mind. So what you see outside is really inside. It's a projection of what's inside of you. So what I'm telling you is that everything you see is inside of you. And you're walking inside of your mind. It's an amazing thing to understand. Let's do it. Let's go.
While you watch this film, you are in truth not inside the room you assume yourself to be in. On the contrary, the room is inside you. Your seeing your body makes you think that you are inside of it. However, you must remember that your body too is an image formed inside your brain.
Your body is a figment of your mind. Huh? Once we understand this, we become lucid in this dream of life. Did one of the films cut off? Everything's good? We become lucid in life. Okay? Now, this is very important to understand. You're not in your body, you're in your mind. And the body is an apparatus of the mind. The body is a tool that the mind created as something to manipulate energy. When I say manipulate, people say I'm a master manipulator. I say I'm a master manipulator, absolutely. But not manipulate in the way that you're thinking. To manipulate is to be very skilled at something. You must become manipulators, master manipulators, conscious manipulators. You must become conscious manipulators. You must become conscious wizards, learning how to use your words as spells. You must all become conscious and become controlling of your body, mind, which is your mind. Wait a minute. Okay, we'll do a part 2 on that. You must become controllers of your body and your mind. If you do not, then you will never become masters. You will never become God. Your goal is to become God. Your goal is to become you, to know thyself. And know thyself is to become who you are. So you must become master manipulators, alchemists, learning how to turn negative into positive. You have to learn how to turn one thing into another, and we do. We just do it in a negative vibration of life. You can stop it now and start it over. We'll be right back, guys. I'm on Instagram as well, Eligio by Nature. So if you guys want to add me on there, you can add me on there. This is part one of technology of the body. But before we go into the body, which we'll go into the body. Before we go into the body, we're going to have to talk about what the body is, and so that we get to understand what the body is first. I'm almost done, baby. You good? You can type it in. Technology of the body.
It's saving.
Oh, save it. Make sure you save it. Okay, so guys, it's very, very important that you understand this knowledge, but it's very important that you grasp the knowledge and apply it to your lives, because so many people have this knowledge and do not apply it to their lives. There's no movement. Some people have pieces of this knowledge. They have pieces of it, and they speak it, but they do not move it. They do not move by it. They're not moved by this knowledge, and this is trickery. You have teachers out here, the Bible calls them false prophets, reflections of you, that teach wise information, but they do not live it. This is how you will know them, by their fruit. What people do will let you know who they are. You cannot judge them by where they're from, or they might be from where you're from. They might talk like you talk. They might look like you. They might be black. But they might say things that make sense. But I tell you, and I tell you again, I tell you and I tell you again, if they are not living that information, if you don't see hair on their head, growing out of their head, natural hair springing, because your hair is your chakras, and I'm going to talk about the crown chakra. If you do not see this, you know you're talking to a false prophet. Look at the body. The body will show you the fruit of their knowledge. If they're wearing a suit and a tie, this is a European cut, then you know this person is a false prophet. No matter what they're saying, look at what they're doing. Look at their body. The body will let you know. If somebody's talking to you with a low haircut, it doesn't matter what they're saying. They have a low haircut. If they don't look like straight, natural, their body, they don't have their natural hair. They don't promote natural living in that nature. Literally. Like, yo, we need to be in tune with nature right now, like living in the jungle. Like, if these people don't promote this, they are false prophets. They're false prophets of you. False teachers. They have all the knowledge, but the knowledge is not in them. The truth is not in them. If the truth was truly in them, when they spoke, it would come out of them, literally. You would see them looking like us, melanation. We look dirty. We look all natural. We're allowing our hair to do what it does. Your hair is an expression of your energy, and it wants to express itself in a natural way. But see, you don't even know what beautiful is because you don't understand the technologies of your body. Your perception of beautiful has been warped. And you might have an eye for aesthetic because you might be a Libra. Libras know what beauty is, and that's beautiful. You can dress your natural way up, but you must not tamper with the technologies of the body as you dress it up. You see? Like I always use an example of a car. People want to get a nice car. They get the car, which is the apparatus for you to get from point A to point B, and they put rims in the car, but they can't make a left because the rims are scrubbing. They can't do certain things. You look at the car out the outside, you're like, wow, that's a beautiful car. But that car is using so much gas because the wheels are so heavy that it's overworking the engine. And so, yeah, it looks nice, but it's tearing down the transmission because the rims are too heavy for the actual make of the car. So they're putting mad miles in the engine. You know this if you ever had rims on your car. You know that. They're heavy, so they put the extra work on your transmission and engine. But it looks good. So see, if we don't understand the technologies of what's going on, then you're going to have a problem. They got to put a lift kit on it just to look good. And until you accept yourself, your being, your own being, it comes from within. If the truth is within you, it's going to reflect itself outward. Because someone that is true, divine, and organic as a person is going to be true, divine, organic on the outside. This is immediately how you can understand if somebody's intelligence. The intelligence is natural. Nature is intelligence. Nature is God. Anybody that has that frequency of God is going to be all natural. You're going to look at them and they're going to be all natural. They're going to accept their natural selves. That's one part. The two, they're going to promote a natural living. They're going to be like, okay, let's go out into nature. If you go out into nature in the northern hemisphere, you're going to feel cold during the fall and winter seasons. You're going to feel off. The more in tune you are with nature, the more closer you're going to migrate to the sun. And you're going to find yourself between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Very simple. And this person that's a teacher should be moving toward that knowledge. And if they're not promoting that knowledge, they're false prophets. And they're keeping you stagnant. And they're keeping you at a frequency that you're never going to grow. They're keeping you stuck. They're giving you all this information that they speak. And you hear it and you're like, because you love the truth, you're like, but that's called a high. You get the high from the knowledge and it comes back down. But you're right back in the same position you were in. As you awaken, you realize everything is owned by the bank. The bank is taking what's naturally yours, like everything else in nature, eats free, lives free, taking what's naturally yours and acting as a filter between you and that. And this is all part of you. You are the bank. The bank is just your mind. It's your subconscious mind refracting itself to you. It is an obstacle course. People will say this is hell. It's hell in the sense that it's people here are living backwards. But it's actually a proving ground. It's an obstacle course. That's what it's more like. Life is an obstacle course. And you have to overcome all your oppositions. New level, new devil. It's like a video game. It's a virtual world video game. You have to be able to find, live, and be the truth. That's how you win this game. That's the only way out. That's how you get, this is how you win this game. You must become fully conscious and aware of what you are. And the more conscious and aware you become, you start to point out the flaws in your environment and say, okay, that's not right. This is not in the right place. You start analyzing everything mathematically, objectively. And when you do that, you come to an equation and you realize, oh, wow, I belong in nature, living like nature, because I am an animal. I am an animal. I am a part of nature. I'm not exempt. I have domain over the other animals, yet I am still an animal. My domination over the other animals is my responsibility over the other animals, to take care of all of the other animals, to make sure that I keep everything running in equilibrium and in harmony and balance. That is my job. I am God in the flesh. I am the creator in the flesh. And my job here is, this is the seat of God, humanity. The true human is the seat of God and God's creation. How else can God enjoy its creation yet be conscious of itself? The human organism is the only organism that was built to be the vehicle that allowed God to sit at his throne and enjoy all that it created. So you are supposed to reach the level of understanding where you can enjoy all that you created. And you must not look at everything as separate of you, but you must look at it as you, your creation. You are God. You must reach this awareness. When you reach this awareness, you will sit and you will see everything that's beautiful. You will see everything that's wrong, and you will not bear with the wrong. You will not be one with the wrong. You will always desire to be one with your creation, and you will be saddened by anything that goes against your creation. You created the hair and the way it grows out of the head. You created the skin. Why would people put makeup on their skin and eyelash liner on their eyes? And why would people cut their hair? This would sadden you, because this would be dishonoring your creation. You created people beautiful the way they are. Why are they cutting the skin off the penis? The penis is made like that so it can protect from bacteria. And you're supposed to be naked. But why are you having clothes on? Why do you live in a place where you have to put clothes on? Shouldn't the code be telling you to migrate? But you don't listen. You live there anyway because you pull out the blood of the earth and you make oil and you make heat. And look at what they're doing. The beings that are genetically modified, and dishonoring your creation. And so you will despise this evil, and you will do everything in your will to be against that and show everybody else that it's wrong. And you will be the teacher and the thing that brings balance, and you will be healthy upon anything that taps into you. Okay? And also understand that if they don't care about nature, they're not going to care about you. They're not going to care about you. They don't care about trees. They don't care about the marijuana plant as long as it makes them feel good. They don't care about the injustice that the marijuana plant goes through. Because they don't even look at the plant. They look at the plant as an inanimate object. They don't look at the plant as dumb. They don't care. They just buy the weed and roll it up and smoke it and it makes them feel good. Subjective thinkers, they don't care about what's going on. Just like Caucasian or less melanated people did not care about melanin humans on what their problems were, as long as they can get their yard built or their cotton fields built. They didn't care about what those people were going through, as long as they benefited from it. And so we don't care about what marijuana plant is going through, as long as we benefit from it. What about plant supremacy? What about human supremacy? We talk about white supremacy. What about human supremacy? How we act like we're supreme, but we're not supreme. Nothing supreme about that. Because the more in tune with nature, the more supreme we are. It's actually we're inferior because we don't know who we are. You see? So how can we sit in our chair and say, oh, we're this or we're that? No, you're not. You dishonor God with your actions. You got all the information in the world, but after you say this information, what do? Nothing. You go right back into living that life. You're actually talking about building a business within the system that you're talking against. Black-owned businesses. What is a black-owned business? The bank owns everything. I'm sorry. Do we have a money system? No, we don't have a money system, so therefore we have to use their system. Oh, you're going to use their system against itself. Oh, really? Really? Okay. How about we use our real money system, which is nature? It's an economy. We're already rich. You can't breathe in more than you breathe out. You can't eat more than you have to give back to the earth. You can't drink more than you have to. You're already rich. Because we're talking about resources, right? Oh, when you eat something, the source of what you ate comes back and it resources. You see, this is the true economy, but we're not vibrating at that level of understanding yet. So, in order for us to, and like I said, we have certain astrological energies here. Most astrological energies are cosmic mutations. People that are not supposed to be born on this earth are on this earth. And you would say, how can someone not be here that's not supposed to be here? Well, how could cancer be in your body? Cancer cells are not supposed to be in your body, but they are. They're in there. How could you have cancer in your body when it's not supposed to be? Well, you know that cancer and sickness is not supposed to be in your body. But they're here to show us what not to do. That's why they're here. But they're not supposed to be here. So you have a lot of astrological energies that are programmed and their hearts are hardened to do the wrong thing, to show the chosen what not to do. This doesn't mean because the masses are doing, it doesn't mean when you see the masses doing everything that they're doing, it's that you go ahead and do what they do. Now, you must separate from the world. You must rise above through frequency. Okay, so you must do what's right, regardless of what the consequence of it is. You must do the right thing, regardless of what the consequence of it is. Borders are wrong. Immigration is wrong. This is called human rights. I thought we were free. Immigration is wrong against human rights. We must stand against immigration. And that's what Melanation did that day. We stood up for human rights. I am God. I am God. And I despise what dishonors my creation. My creation is perfect, just, fair. I despise anything that goes against my creation. The hair that grows out of your head grows out perfect. You don't need to touch it. You may honor it by dressing it up in its natural form. You don't need to twist it. I will twist it for you. I designed it to twist itself. You can put little things in it to dress it up naturally, but do not mess with the technologies of your hair. The eyes are perfect. You do not need eyeglasses. If one sense is less, it's because I designed you to have another sense heightened, which is your intuition. You are perfect the way you are. Every expression is perfect the way it is. Your skin, your foreskin of your penis is designed so that you will not get anything in that hole you pee out of. Because you belong naked, but it's not naked. It is your clothes. Just like every other species, every trillions of other species, not one puts clothes on. And if I designed you to have clothes, I will mutate to make sure that you have fur on you. You will start growing fur if you needed clothes. But I designed you to be in a tropical environment. While all clothes are not bad, you understand? I designed you to be in the jungle. This is where you're supposed to live. And you are me. And you are designed to take care of every species, plant, from animal to plant. To every species here, you are here to keep balance and honor your own creation. This is what we are here to do. You cannot honor your creation without understanding the technologies of your body. Because everything starts with the human body. First, you must realize the human body is only an apparatus. It is only a figment of your mind. Your mind is giving you a body. Once you understand that, well, we have to understand the technologies of the actual vehicle that your body, that your mind is giving you. First, we must understand the hair. Let me just exit out this. Let's start at the head of the head. The hair. Your hair was designed, I designed it, so that it had cuticles. You see? These are cuticles. Those are cuticles. The cuticles, when they're normal, they're just like this. They are actually receiving light, energy. Okay? When heat touches them, they raise. Stop. They raise to receive heat. And in cold, they compact. This is how your hair is technical. It is alive. People will tell you your hair is dead. It is very much alive. In the right temperature, it opens up and it actually pulls in information into the medulla. The medulla takes the information and signal. You do not feel this. It takes it down into what is called a nerve. It is called the hair root plexus. The hair root plexus is the nerve that connects to your nervous system to send the signal of communication with the actual sun. Oxygen, sun, light. It is in communication with light. This is the technical reason for your hair. Your hair is your crown chakra. Your hair is literal energy. Your hair is literal energy. Let me hear you say it. My hair is energy.
My hair is energy.
My hair is my crown chakra energy.
My hair is my crown chakra energy.
Anytime I cut off my hair, and you don't have to repeat this part, anytime I cut off my hair, I am cutting off the flow of energy and my connection to what I am. This is what you're doing. My hair is my crown chakra.
My hair is my crown chakra.
I will not cut off my connection to what I am.
I will not cut off my connection to what I am.
I will allow it to grow naturally.
I will allow it to grow naturally.
Because I love myself.
because I love myself.
Okay, so you know you have meridian energy flowing throughout your body, and this meridian energy busts out your head. And not only does it bust it out your head, it acts as an antenna, so it coils itself and knots itself up. It knots itself up so that it can be more metallic and so that it can communicate with the external sources that it is. Okay? And so it's trying to communicate with itself. You do not stop this process, and anybody you see with low haircut or no damn hair on their head and they're teaching you knowledge, this person is a false prophet. You can take the information that they give you, but do not follow this person. Note to self: if a person is fat, they're not eating right, and if they're not eating right, they're not thinking right. So therefore, this can be a false prophet. Take the information, keep going. If you hear something wise come out of them, because wisdom can come through anything, take the information, keep going. Until you see someone living in tune with nature, this is the person to follow. That's the movement. That is the movement. Everything that you're learning right now in the information age is to get you to get back to your God state, which is in tune with what you are, which is nature. That's just the beginning. Once you get to that level, you'll be able to enter other realms where you act as God. You understand? You fly and you do all this, but that's the next level. I haven't even gotten to that level yet because we're just too far advanced for the consciousness, the collective consciousness here. So let's just teach about this. The children of God will not taste death. You will wake up into a realm where what is called the heavens, the higher realms, where you will understand what you are there. But you must vibrate high enough to get there. So you already are, and this is your proving ground. This is your test. The road to the righteous path is a narrow one. Very few take it. So you are very few. You might be the only person in your whole town, in your whole town, your whole city, one person. And you have to make it through all those people and do the right thing, regardless of what everybody else is doing. You have to be the one to do the right thing. And so you hear the horns. You hear Nature Boy Melanation go off. But then you're going to be tried again. You're going to look on the side while you're watching my videos and you're going to see people hating. That's called obstacles. You have to still remain focused on the truth. You made it this far, keep going. Okay? Now, your hair has something called the hair root plexus. You can look it up. It's a nerve at the bottom of the hair. They didn't teach you this in school. Even in barber school, they don't teach you this. If they teach you that, then you would know that you shouldn't cut the hair. Osiris? Okay. So, this is your crown chakra, busting out of your head, right? They don't tell you about that in chakras. They're not telling you that in meditation. And they tell you that your hair is your chakra, is your crown. And it's busting out, and its energy is actually physical energy. Your whole body's energy. And it has cells, and it's energy. It's moving. It's moving. It's vibrating. And the black color in your hair is called something melanin. And melanin is very important. They will tell you it's just a pigment. No. Melanin is an antenna. And an antenna is something that connects something to something else. The antenna in your hair is melanin. Yes, these are moving cells. They're called melanocytes. They're moving. They're alive. They're vibrating. And they're communicating. And they make it look black. It's brown. Black, brown. And because it's black, it's brown, it's letting you know that it's vibrating at the highest frequency of what it is. Because all comes from darkness. All comes from darkness. You understand? And so these melanocytes are being stimulated by the pituitary gland. And we'll go into glands, because you have to understand the endocrine system if you're going to understand the technology of the body. This is going to be a series. How long we got on these videos?
I have no idea.
It's just keep going.
Okay, cool. It's about an hour and a half. Okay, we'll do another 30 minutes, and then we'll do a part 2 for tomorrow, or later on this evening we'll do a part 2. Okay, we'll do a part 2 Because there's so much you need to understand as far as the technology of the body, to the point where you have to learn how to squat and sit and all kind of things. You have to learn all of these things to become divine, to allow energy to flow through you and your meridian points. But right now, melanin is the antenna that's inside and makes it black. Melanin are melanocytes. They're semiconductors, meaning it's a whole bunch of cells together that are antennas, like satellites, that receive and send signal to the other ones so that they can be in communication with the universe, with light. Light. Okay? With heat, light, all forms of light, heat, electricity, all of it. Oxygen is a form of light. Okay? So the darkness in your hair is there so that it can communicate with the universe, which it is. Okay? So this is very important. Don't let nobody just tell you something that melanin is just a pigment. It's not. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Some people call it carbon. You can call it blah, blah, blah. I don't care what you call it. Understand what it is. And so, receives and sends the signal out. And so, it's very important that you don't touch your hair. Your hair's going to bust out of your head and express your energy, your astrological energy. Okay? So, now that we understand here is your crown chakra, let's just do this. Let's see. Here is your crown. See. Okay? Then you have your pituitary gland and your skin. Okay? Let's talk about the skin. The skin is a receptor. Your hair is a receptor. Your eyes are a receptor. Your nose is a receptor. And it's all connected to each other via the skin. The skin is so important. The skin is your clothes. But you're a technical computer. You need to understand this. So I'll let a biologist tell you. Our favorite friend, Bruce Lipton. Listen.
As opposed to classical Newtonian physics in the world of physics. Epigenetics is a game changer. It changes everything we know for this reason. Epi means above. When I say skin in the Latin terms, it's called epidermis. What does that mean? The layer above the dermis. So when I say epigenetics, what does that mean? I say, well, wait, what have you been programmed with? Genetic control. Control by genes.
Now, what Bruce Lipton is saying basically is that, if you could back up a little bit, brother. What Bruce Lipton in his video, if you haven't seen his video, just look up epigenetics. You'll see this background, and you can see the whole 42 minutes of this video. I just took a clip of it. But Bruce Lipton is actually teaching us that all of our technical books in school, everything that you've learned in school thus far, is wrong. All of the medical fields, they're wrong. Everything. The hospital, all of it, wrong. The way we're looking at medicine, wrong. Basically, he's showing you the science. This is humongous. This is bigger than everything because it crashes the whole world system. Go sit down. The whole world system, it crashes it. It says that you're wrong. Epigenetics shows the scientific evidence that the hospital, medicine, and everything in your books in school are wrong. Meanwhile, it's still running. Just like we have already proved that McDonald's, Burger King, all this stuff is wrong. How come McDonald's is still up when we know it kills people? And who's the murderer? Who belongs in jail? What's the cult that you're a part of? It's crazy. So epigenetics is proven facts that genes do not run our biology. Which says that everything in these medical books, no matter if you're in medical school right now and you watch my videos, all of it's wrong. The mind controls the body. And that's what epigenetics shows. The mind controls the body. Our perception of reality is what controls the body, which means that you get your perception from what? Your astrological energy. That's the part that Bruce Lipton's not talking about, but we appreciate the work, the body of work he's done. Moving forward.
It's a new science. It's called epigenetic control. I said, what the heck does that mean? I go, control above the genes. And all of a sudden you start to realize The control wasn't in the genes ever at all. It was above the genes, and it comes from the environment. And it turns out that the skin of the cell, which is translating the environmental signals,
the skin of the cell, which is translating environment and signals, does what? Does what?
This is the brain of the cell, and that's why we call it the membrane.
That's the brain. Your number one brain is your skin. That's the brain. The membrane of any cell is the brain of the cell.
Brain of the cell. And cells are miniature people. So a lot of people say, well, if cells are miniature people, then are you telling me, Bruce, that my nervous system is connected to my skin, my membrane? The answer is absolutely. If you took embryology, you would know that, because the nervous system is derived from one of the germ layers in the fertilized egg called the...
Cells are miniature people. This is why we say, I love myself. We spell it like this. Because we realize that we're cells, made up of a whole bunch of cells, and everything that is alive is cells. We're living inside of our own body. The bird is a cell, the fly is a cell, made up of many cells, made from DNA. It's all biology, okay? Why myself? This is why we say, I love myself with a C-E-L-L-F. This is the way we are able to understand that we are cells, and we put this subconscious message of biology out there. I love myself, C-E-L-L-F. So this is where you put a cell in there, because you're a cell. This is why we say that. Cool.
Ectoderm, and there's only two structures that come from ectoderm, skin and nervous system. So you and the cell are exactly the same. So a cell is a miniature human. And then when you have signals hit your surface, your skin picks up the information, translates it via the nervous system, and controls your biology. So I say, yeah, how do you do that? Well, you have things called receptors.
The receptors are what?
Ears, nose, taste, touch, pain.
All of your symptoms, all of your senses are your receptors. Okay? You have receptors. Your eyes are receptors. Now, what is a receptor, nature boy? Master teacher. What is a receptor? Well, let's look it up. This is what a receptor is, reflection. What is a receptor? Can you read it out loud for me? Sound off, like a Hebrew Israelite. Shout out to the Hebrews.
An organ or cell able to respond to light, heat, or other external stimulus and transmit a signal to a sensory nerve.
There it is. It is a receptor, is able to respond to light. Melanin is a receptor. Remember I told you it is a receiver? That's what melanin does. It responds to light. It actually absorbs light. The melanocytes, they're receptors. They're receivers. They're antennas. And they not only receive, but they emit and communicate with each other to allow us to understand the universe. Because we are the universe. So when you strip your hair of its color and you make it another color, you are stripping your connection to the universe. You're stripping out your antenna or your receptor. You're disabling your receptor, which is melanin. Melanin is produced by the pituitary gland. Say it, let me say it. Melanin is produced by the pituitary gland.
Melanin is produced by the pituitary gland.
By the MSH.
By the MSH.
Melanocyte stimulating hormone.
Melanocyte stimulating hormone.
This is what's sending out the signal to everything in your body. And it's actually vibrating. Everything is moving. Everything is vibrating. This is the principle of vibration. Everything is moving. Everything is around moving, doing things. You appear to be still. The body appears to be still, but actually it's vibrating and moving, and things are moving and doing their jobs. We have to honor this. We must not get in the way of the vibration of life and the flow of life. We can't be in harmony with nature externally if we don't be in harmony with nature right here. We must love ourselves. All of our cells of our body we must be in harmony with. Why am I going to put this shirt on? For what? I'm going to go where I can have no shirt on. Be naked. Be one. Be pure. Okay. So that I can have proper reception. Remember, if your phone doesn't have proper reception because there's no antenna in it, because there's no SIM card in it, which plays as the antenna, and you damage the SIM card in your phone, you damage the antenna. The antenna is not able to receive the message from the tower. So if you're too far away from the tower, the signal in the receptor of your phone will have low bars. And these low bars won't let you get text messages. It won't let you get the full amount of messages. And this is the problem. Certain people are so far away from nature, so far away from life, they're not even really able to receive true messages. The messages that we're getting are coming in pieces. You got one person teaching this, you got one person teaching that, you got one person teaching this, you got one person teaching that, and you got to put it all together and make pieces. Well, here in Mel Nation, you get all the information that you need in one drop, right here, boom. One stop shop right here. All of the necessary information. All information out here is not necessary. Just because it's just like your supermarket, like I told you. All of that food is not necessary. The only thing that you need is from living organic matter. The truth, the divine truth is all that you need. You don't need to know how to make a car. You don't need to know how to make a car. All you need to know is that you need to be in nature. And why you need to be in nature. All we need to know is that this is what it is. That you're here is a chakra, it's energy. But not even the Buddha, which teaches about chakras, is teaching you that. But it makes perfect sense. Your hair is your crown chakra. It is the energy that busts out of your head. So why are the Buddha talking about chakra? Why are the Tibet talking about chakras and they cut their hair off? Why is half of Africa without hair? You see, no one can teach you that don't have hair. You cannot follow anyone that has no hair on their head. You cannot do it. You must have natural hair on your head. If you're going to talk to me about meditation, if you're going to talk to me about chakras, how come no one's telling you about chakras? True chakra of the crown chakra is your hair busting out of your head. This is energy. Because maybe, just maybe, they don't know. And maybe you're receiving misinformation. How could we talk about chakra and not talk about the sun, which charges your crystals, but your body is a crystal? Doesn't your body need to charge with the 4 elements? What water are you drinking? Your body charges from that. Your cells are being charged from the water that you drink. And what frequency is that water on? Your body's being recharged from oxygen. What kind of oxygen are you having? Are you getting proper oxygen? You're inside, out of the cold, inside being pumped heat, being pumped in your house. What kind of frequency of oxygen is that? To charge you as a crystal. Then you have sunlight. Are you getting proper amount of sunlight? You will charge your crystals with sunlight. When your bones, your skin, your blood is crystal. You are crystal. Are you recharging it with the right amount of sunlight? Then you have oxygen, and you have the earth. Are you recharging your cells with the proper food? If you're in the northern hemisphere and that food is being traveled away from the equator or outside of the tropics, that food's genetic code is being changed. By the time you get it, is it feeding your cells and recharging your cells at the frequency of the earth, truly? Or are you getting a lower form of the charge, which is actually what's connecting you to what life is? So how can you really truly live in the northern hemisphere and be melanated? If you truly are melanated and if you really desire and are really in tune with nature, you're going to want to get closer to the equator. You're going to want to get control to the tropical zones, between the tropical Cancer and the tropical Capricorn. But then you have to worry about politics. They're blocking you off. And this is where melanation has already mapped this out for you. Because at the end of the day, we did the trial and error. We went, bumped our head for you. But by the time you get there, we already tell you where you need to go, how you need to do it. This is what's really need to be talking about right now, instead of all the other crap. There's mean spells being put out right now. Terrible spells. even spells that says that you're not human as melanated people. That you're not human? It's ridiculous. But anyway, a receptor is an organ or cell. Melanocyte is a cell able to respond to light. So your melanin is a receptor. It is an antenna. And all of the other cells in your body are receptors. Your eyes are receptors. Your nose is a receptor. Your mouth is a receptor. Your tongue is a receptor. It's just programmed to the wrong frequency of light. The lower vibrations of light. Now that we understand the skin is the brain of the cell, you should not block the skin from the sun. You should be outside getting oxygen and receiving oxygen through your skin. And yes, your skin is breathing. Your skin absorbs light. Your skin is breathing. It absorbs oxygen. It needs to breathe. It has pores for a reason. Your body is breathing. Your whole body is breathing. All of your organs have a heartbeat. Everything is breathing. Everything is receiving light. And you can become very receptive to that light, to become closer to that light. So this is the essentials. This is the essentials. There's more details to it, but this is the essentials. Now, your nipples. I don't know why it should be all black. Okay, so your nipples. Let's talk about the nipple. Your nipples. What is a chakra? Anybody read this? In Indian thought, each of the centers of the spiritual power, in which a human body usually considered to be 7 in number. But the chakra is a meridian point. Let's go to the word meridian. Well, this doesn't have any name right now. Well, anyway, let me basically break it down to you. A chakra is any point of reception of energy where energy is received or transmitted. This is a chakra. Do we understand that? Do we understand the meaning of a chakra? A chakra is a meridian energy point. Say it with me. A chakra is a meridian energy point.
A chakra is a meridian energy point.
Okay, good. Let me put a meridian for you. Meridian means, let me pull it up for you. Meridian, I'm going to pull the actual definition up for you. Okay, meridian means circular, okay? Is a circle of constant longitude passing through a given place on Earth's surface or territory. But this is the body's meridian. It's relating or situated to a meridian. Okay? When we pull the actual meridian, it's an imaginary circle. It's a vortex, spinning vortex, meridian. Okay? So a chakra is an energy meridian point in the body. Anywhere you can receive or transmit energy in and out of the body is called a chakra. Okay? Can we understand that?
Yes.
Does everybody understand that? Mm-hmm. A chakra is energy meridian point. It is a point where spiraling energy, just like your hair is a chakra because it is spiraling. It is a circular motion. It is spiraling. All of the energy is coming in and out of your head. Imagine energy. And then you have to imagine it because it becomes physical. The spirit becomes physical, just like your body is a spiritual meridian. Your whole body is a receptor and transmitter of life. Okay? Your whole body is a chakra. Remember your skin. You have skin. Your skin is a what? A receiver of light, oxygen. You are a meridian. Your whole body is a meridian. Your whole body is a crystal because your bones are crystals. How do you make bones? Bones are made from the sun, calcium. And then what makes your blood? Your bones, the marrow of your bones. So your bones make your blood. So your blood is actually a less condensed form of bone, which is a crystal. Your blood is a crystal. Now, a crystal is a meridian. It's something that refracts and is a prism, making you a prism, which is making you a receptor of life. You are a receptor of life. At the same time, do you not think that the meridian or the prism is not the same thing as the light? The prism is actually, like I said, your body being a prism is actually your mind's giving you, the light is actually giving you the prism. It makes the prism as well and everything else. Nothing was made that was made without it. Thought. So listen, the prism that your body is, you have to understand certain points on this prism are energy points. These energy points are places where energy is passed through very easily. They're called chakras. This is what they're not teaching you about chakras. Your nipples are chakras. Now, why are your nipples are chakras? See, we don't understand what chakras are. Now, why is your nipple a chakra? Can anybody tell me that in melanation? Because it has melanin in them. You see your nipples, look at my nipples. If you can zoom in on my nipple has darkness around the areola. Around the circle. And it's a circle. It's not a square, it's a circle. Ain't that funny? Mm-hmm. Look at my nipple. You zoom in on it. The nipple is on a different frequency of brown than the brown of my skin. The brown of my skin has melanocytes in it, which are receptors of light. And the brown here, this is more brown. Why? Why is my nipple more brown? Why is there hair here coming out of my, you see the hair? The hair is reaching out. The hair wants to bring in information. Also collecting information. The hair is always collecting information because the hair is a receptor of energy. So if you see my nipple, it is brown around my nipple. Darker brown. What is this brownness? This brownness is called melanin. And what is melanin? Melanin is, or carbon is, a chakra. It is a point where energy comes in and out. So it is very important that we charge our nipples with sun. Our nipples need to be in the sun. Our nipples need oxygen. This is right by your lungs. This is not by design. This is by design that your nipples are right at your lungs because it allows more oxygen to come in to your being. This is what they don't teach you though. Your nipples cool down the body. Allow the body to breathe because they bring in oxygen. Not only that, on the female, there's milk that comes out of them that actually gives food, energy. Energy is information. So to the baby, there's food that actually comes out of the female's nipples, which makes that a what? A meridian point, an energy source, a portal, which means it is an energy force. So why do you wear a bra? In the society that you live in, they do not honor the body because they do not honor God. They do not honor God because they do not honor the body. So the nipple gives life, food. It is a source. Life flows out of it. Not only in it, not only does it absorb it, but it flows out of it. Around the areola is full of melanin. You should be out in nature making sure that you are charging your being in communication. You are charging your being. It is food to your being to receive information from the sun directly. These are chakras. You are a crystal. You must recharge yourself through this. Now, let us move forward. The skin is a chakra. We know that the skin, let's put here, skin, right? This is a chakra as well, right? The skin is a chakra. It is brown, and the more brown it is, the more receptive it is. See, receptor. We have to look at what the receptor is again. Receptor is an organ. It's just, excuse my phone. A receptor is an organ, right? Mm-hmm. An organ, isn't your skin an organ? The skin is an organ. It is the largest organ of the body. The skin is an organ, or cells, which cells are in the organ, able to respond to light. We know that the body and skin as an organ absorbs melanin because of the melanocytes that are inside the melanin. that the melanocytes pull in. Okay? Now, the melanocytes are produced by the pituitary gland, by what is called the MSH. We're going to just put this on his head right here and put the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. Right. The pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is considered to me the master gland. I love the pituitary gland works hand in hand with what is called the pineal gland. But the pineal gland is how you're being projected here. Okay, this is projecting you, your mind and your body. Is projecting it to you. Okay? People will talk about the vision in the back of your brain. You'll see it. They say, oh, the vision. No, this is light hits the pineal gland, and the pineal gland gives you, or your astrological energy projects itself through the pineal gland to give you reality. Okay? The pineal gland will play as the prism. But the pineal gland is working in constant communication with the hypothalamus. The whole diencephalon, what they call the diencephalon, is the center part of your brain. That is the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, and pineal gland. Okay? This is called the diencephalon. This part of the brain is actually projecting. Let's say this is your holographic universe. This is the hologram. Your pituitary gland is the hologram. This is what's giving you your reality. It's giving you a sense that you have a body. It's giving you your whole reality and everybody in it, which is a reflection of you. Okay, you're being projected here as a character of God, which is the consciousness. You are a piece of God, which is a character, which is consciousness. Now, it is inhumane for a woman to have to wear a bra. I want you to ask yourself this question. Why do women have to wear a bra? When you start asking questions in your dream, you become lucid. What is the technical reason in your culture, in your cult, that they wear a bra? What is the technical, objective, factual reason for wearing a bra? Other than to shame the body, to dishonor the body. The male can walk around with his shirt off, but the female cannot walk around with her shirt off at all. This is a prison. If you trap the body, you trap the mind. Why? Because the body is the mind. They trap the body. You make the mind ashamed of the body. You're making the mind ashamed of what? Of itself. You see? But you have to trap the mind first. You have to trap the pineal gland first, the projection first. You have to trap the mind first. You have to program the mind. You have to program the mind so they will dishonor the body. Okay? Now, in your throat, you have what's called the throat chakra, which is also called the, what is it called?
Thyroid.
Thyroid. There you go. Whatever, how do you spell it? Thyroid.
T-Y-R-O-I-D.
Now, all of your chakras actually manifest into physical form. Your chakras are your glands. You see? Your throat chakra is called your thymus. And the way the thymus works, it pulls into, from the skin, it pulls in calcium. And that calcium gives strength to your bones, which are crystals. And so you have to understand your endocrine system. Your thyroid's actually bringing calcium that give you bones and make your bones hard, you know, and make sure that you have the proper amount of vitamin D and all that. And your body actually breaks down through the skin. Through the skin, your body breaks down vitamin D, what they call vitamin D. It takes it and sends it to the liver. That sends it to the kidneys, right? And from the kidneys are sent to the endocrine system, which is the thyroid. The thyroid gland actually sends this to the out throughout the body to create strength for the bones, calcium. Okay, and you can break that all the way down. They have videos about that online. But the sun does this. The sun gives you calcium. Food does this. Oxygen does this. Okay, what you're eating, it affects your glands. Okay, so this is a whole communication system. As you're seeing, this is the technologies of your body. Then you have right here in the middle, it's called the thymus. The thymus controls the heart. Okay, that is your heart chakra. That's what's called considered your chakra. The thyroid is your actually throat chakra. Let's put that out there right now. That's your throat chakra. Okay. Depending, and these have planets as well. There's planets that rule each chakra. Okay. Your heart's ruled by obviously Venus. Your throat is ruled by the same thing as your brain, which is Mercury. You know, how you speak. You know, how you express stuff. You can look into it, you know. And so the thymus actually controls the heart chakra, which is very important. The thymus is such an important receptor. And it all is charged, all of these energy points are charged by the 4 elements: earth, oxygen, water, and what you eat as far as what comes from the earth, and you actually stepping and sleeping on the earth and collecting the earth's energy. The earth has its own energy, telluric energy. Okay, so now after that you have your solar plex, which is your solar energy. You have energy points all around your body, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of chakras around your body, not just these 7. You have chakras all around your body that they don't even have names for. These are just the main basic ones that they're talking to you about, but they don't even correctly teach you about it because they're not teaching you that your crown chakra is your hair. So, now, this is very important. Your solar plex is where you're supposed to be speaking from. You're supposed to speak and breathe into your breath is your soul. Without your breath, you can't be. You will go into another dimension. This means soul. Which soul breaks down into what? Spirit. Which is chi, which is what? Okay. So all of these chakras are powered basically and by breath. So you are supposed to be breathing into your diaphragm. Pay attention. Like a bird. Here is your diaphragm. This is all the oxygen that I just breathed in. And you are supposed to breathe like this. You're supposed to breathe into your stomach. You have been trained to breathe like this. Very short, choppy, not even no energy into your solar plex that powers everything. This is considered the sun of your body. And it needs breath. When you talk, you should talk from here. This is how you should be speaking and projecting yourself. And when you talk from here, you talk from power. And you're speaking from here. And this is how language is supposed to be spoken. But the words that you use make you speak from here. There's no soul in it. There's nothing in it. You're supposed to be speaking sounds from here. See, people will tell you that the English language keeps you on a certain vibration and frequency. This is a lie. You keep you on a certain frequency and vibration. See, this is why we turned all of their languages into other languages, broken languages. It doesn't matter the language, it matters how you say the language, where you say it from, how you do it. So you can speak English and still speak the language of God if you use certain, if it's how you use it. If you speak it from your solar plex, they say no, we say nah. Nah, we good. I'm good, bruh. They say bro, brother. We say bruh. We cut it, bruh. Nah, we good, bro. We good, my nigga. They said nigger. We said nigga. We took the word and made we put the syllables in it. Brother. It doesn't matter about the language. We broke the language down into a God's tone. We did this with every language. We did it with Spanish, French, all European languages. We have broken down and made our own language out of it because it's the being that will create the energy in that word. So we can dialect the word into whatever we want. Language can be broken in any way. Don't listen to people. People tell you that speaking the English language is bad for you. No, it's not. What's bad for you is how you do it. You speak from here, and the sounds will come out of your soul. And that's why we broke this language up. We break the language into God language. So we can say the I-E-O-O-U. We want to say I-E-A-O-A-E-I-O-U. We want to say these things, and that's what we've done. We took the E-R for things and make it It's not God. Is not a sound of God. I is. So you said nigger, we said nigga. You said brother, we said bro. Oh. We say bruh. You see? So we are using this and we break it down into God. It's not the language, it is the tones that when you naturally do that, when you're actually on the frequency of God. And so we naturally do that. We break down the words. Patois. And when you see how Jamaicans speak, Pondy River, speak from here. Here is where you speak power. This makes people feel threatened. When you speak with power, when you speak how you're supposed, you see Africans speak like this. Everything in nature makes sound from here. The birds, you see the bird? Pushes from here. This is where chi is supposed to come from. This is called the chi. See? This is called the chi. This is where everything is centered. This is the power source of all that your being is. When you hear people talking from here, they ain't got no power in their voice. Now the regular English language doesn't. Nah, but when you got power in you, you're going to make that language into something powerful. You're going to break it up and turn it into the tones that speak power. Power. Not power. Power. Not power. That's why New York people talk like that. Fuck out of here. Fuck out. We want to say it when it's coming from here. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, son, what up, son? 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 What's up, son? You can hear us, the universe coming out. We break the language up. What's up, cuz? We're going to take the language and break it into the sounds of the universe. So it don't matter what language you're using. What matters is the tones you use it in, and you speaking from the diaphragm. Everything in nature, from the monkey. It's screaming from here. Everything is coming from here, not here. No, this is the passage. This is the solar plex. This is where you get all your power from. Right here. This is where we have to speak from. Singers know this. When you stand up, become the observer of your breath. Breathe into your diaphragm. This is the proper way that life and energy wants to flow. If you breathe here, no, you want to breathe here. You want to breathe in deep into your diaphragm, into your stomach. And then you speak from here. And then you talk from here. This is to be a habit. Most people are breathing just regular, just breathing. They don't know how to breathe. So there's no power. And this powers all of the chakras. You see? Now, let's talk about the root or the sacral chakra, right? It's connected to the gonads, testicles, right? Reproduction, sex organs, connected to those. This is where we get our creativity from. Our creativity comes from where? You know the solar plex is Mars. That's drive. Your creativity, just, I forget the planet, one of the other planets. What your creativity is? Is it
Mercury.
Is it Mercury? Is it connected to Mercury? No?
Mercury and Venus.
Mercury and Venus.
It's both.
Creative. Well, we have to research that, but it's reproduction. It's for creativity. Okay, this is the technologies of your body. Now, guess what? The penis is a what?
Chakra.
It is a chakra. The vagina
Chakra.
is a chakra. Because the vagina and the penis, what is sperm?
Life.
Energy, life, energy. Energy that goes out of a point is what? The penis is a chakra, meridian point. Life comes out of it. Life is absorbed in it. This is why your penis must get sunlight. Your penis has foreskin on it. The foreskin is actually, it has what is called, you have glands around here. Thyroid glands. These glands are receiving light. All of your penis, your vagina must get sunlight. Why in the world does your community or your culture that you live in make you wear panties? Don't you got pants on already? Why are you wearing panties? Why are these areas blocked when these areas need sunlight? They require sunlight because they require energy. This is a solar point. Your vagina and your penis require sunlight. Oxygen must breathe. They must breathe. Your feet must breathe. All of these things must breathe. They need oxygen and they need sunlight. These are glands. You call them sex glands or sex organs. These are organs, right? But they're receptors. They're receptors of life. Notice that the scrotum is darker than the penis. The scrotum actually absorbs light, just like the nipple. Notice that your scrotum is probably the same color as your nipple. Why? It's darker than the penis, if not. Because the scrotum sucks in light into the testicles. It is a meridian point, a chakra point. Now, when you put this chakra inside of that chakra, you are now pushing and one is pulling up the kundalini, one is pushing down the kundalini when you're having sex, and this is called kundalini energy. Your astrological energy mixed with the other's astrological energy sends information into the being, into the cells, into the endocrine system, and you exchange energy. So we must realize the penis and the vagina are chakras. Amazing? But they're not going to tell you that in chakra books. When you read about crystals, you read about chakras, and you want to know about crystals, the human body is a crystal. Your bones are crystals. Your blood is a crystal. Your eyes are receptors. Your nose is a receptor. Your ears are receptors. And they all work in harmony with the skin and the endocrine system. And they're all ruled by planets. And your penis and your vagina must have sunlight. It was designed to have sunlight because it's an energy meridian point. Your vagina must get sunlight. It must get oxygen. It must breathe. If it doesn't, excess bacteria, it's not supposed to be without oxygen. You're supposed to be walking around naked. You are a receptor of the universe. This is your apparatus. Your body is your apparatus, which your mind is giving you that apparatus as a receptor. It is a full technical receptor of life. Melanin is its antenna. The more of the melanin you have throughout your nervous system, which is your neuromelanin, without your body, which is your eumelanin, the more connectivity you are allowed to have. I want to make this, and this is going to be the end of this video. And I've been telling you, we're talking about how do you honor God? Okay. Honoring God. To honor God is to first honor what?
Yourself.
The body. For it is the creation of the mind, God, the soul, mind. The mind, God created the body. God is the body. It's not separate. God is not separate from his creation. Say it. God is not separate from his creation. God is its creation.
God is its creation.
God is not separate from its creation.
God is not separate from its creation.
God is its creation.
God is its creation.
There you go. God is the body. What does it mean to honor? What does it mean, the word honor? What does the word honor mean? Well, let's be objective about it. The word honor, let's see here, is to have a high respect or esteem. You must have a high respect or esteem for the what? For God. To honor, let me see. I'll put the word honor here in definition. Is to have a high respect or esteem or privilege. Privilege, regard with great respect, or fulfill or keep. To fulfill or keep. How do we honor God? We honor God by honoring our body. We must have a high respect for our body. How can we respect our body? How can we love our body? Have high self-esteem about our body if we do not know it? To love is to know. To know is to study. To study is to objectively observe. You cannot have love without study. You must objectively, which means with facts and science, we must objectively observe, then study what we objectively observe, to know, to be able to love. We cannot love without what? To know is to what? Understand. Okay? So we honor, which means have high respect for God by having our respect for the body. But you cannot respect the body until you go through this process, which then in turn leads to that. You cannot honor God without honoring the body. When you honor the body, you honor what? Everything external of the body. So where does love start? You at home, the mind. But before we can love the body, we must love what? We must love what? Which is the apparatus of God, the mind. before we can love the body, we must understand and clarify the mind. When you understand astrology, then you understand the mind. Astrology is what?
Mechanics of consciousness.
And this is what? The mind is what? Consciousness. Astrology, let's put this right here. Is the mechanics of consciousness, of the mind. Okay. Astrology is the mechanics of consciousness, which is the mind, right? And the mind is giving you the body. So if you're going to honor God, you must honor consciousness first. You must understand that. To honor is to have respect or esteem, privilege, fulfill, or keep. Keep what? The laws of nature, right? So God is the mind, which is the body. Before we can respect the body, we must respect the mind. Before we can honor or love or understand it, we must study it objectively. We must first, how can we study the body when not understanding the mind, which controls the body? The mind is what brings the body into action. Without the mind, the body moves the mind. If you want to go get this, if my mind, my consciousness wants to pick that up, I will use the body to come over here, pick this up and look at it. You use the body. We should not study the body before we study the mind. We should study the mechanics of consciousness, which is what?
Astrology.
Astrology. So, how do we honor God? We honor God by first, how do you get love? Let's put this on the side real quick. You cannot love, here's love, cannot love until you know, which is understand. You cannot understand until you study. Objectively. The word objective means in facts, not subjective, which is opinion, your personal opinions. We cannot go by personal opinions. Love is understanding. Okay? That's what love is. Love is understanding. It's a mathematical equation. It has nothing to do with your subjective feelings. Love is an objective thing. It's by laws. Love is mathematical. Okay? You got thought here. You cannot feel anything unless you... All your feelings come from thought. Right? Mm-hmm. Here it is. All of your feelings come from thought. So your mind controls your being. Your perception, which is your thoughts, control your biology, it controls your life, and that's just epigenetics, okay? You cannot love without understanding, you cannot understand completely without objective facts. If your understanding is based in subjectivity, if your understanding is based in subjectivity rather than objectivity, you will not truly understand. Okay? We'll just put a little X right here. You will not truly understand. Okay? To understand is to reason. Is to have reason. Objective. Study objectively. To understand without false feelings, false thoughts, false information. we'll say information. Right? Now, to honor God is to respect, highly respect, or have self-esteem, fulfill its law. The laws of nature is to honor God. The laws of life. The laws of life is to honor God. You honor God by first understanding astrology. Astrology is what? It is the mechanics of the mind or consciousness. Okay? We must first understand astrology or astronomy, which is the mechanics of the mind, before we can honor God. Once we understand astrology, truly understand it, then we will love everything else. Then we will move through love. Then our body, which is just an apparatus for whatever our mind says, then we will automatically honor the body. The body is the apparatus which what the mind uses to go do or push actions. Okay? So once we understand astrology, then we can, this is the first step to understanding the laws of the universe, is understanding astrology. This is the mechanics of how the mind does. We have to understand, this is the point I say in a relationship. So want to understand why. This question unravels everything. Why? If you truly want to know why, it has been written, ask and ye shall receive, knock and the door shall be open, seek and you shall find. If you really want to know why, objectively, objective is without personal opinions that have nothing to do with facts, but objectively, if you want to know why, then you will find out why. We must seek to find. Ask and the door shall be given. When you seek to find, what are you seeking? The kingdom of God. Seek ye the kingdom of God first. Seek ye kingdom of God. Why? Ask objectively. Because the kingdom of God is divine truth. If you seek objectively, you will seek and find science, biology, and astrology. You will find melanin. You will find all of these things that we're teaching. The technologies of things. This is not, most people's mind is not focused on facts. It's focused on subjectivity. How they collect information personally from their personal feelings. Most people are not vibrating on the frequency of facts. God's children do. Listen to this. Objectively, you must first study astrology. Because astrology is what? That's the mechanics of consciousness. This is how consciousness works. That's the mechanics. This is how the mind works. This is how you become conscious through thought. Remember yesterday? God is the DNA. Let's write it out again one more time. Then we're going to end it up here. God is darkness. DNA. This is the blueprint slash subconscious slash, so many words for it. Subconscious slash
Akashic records.
Akashic records. And then there's another word I'm looking for. Blueprint, subconscious. It's the darkness. Oh, primordial soup.
Yeah.
Of infinite
Possibility.
possibilities. That's what God is, right? When God condenses itself, in God, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with what?
God.
So thought, being with God, in the beginning was the Word, thought, and thought was with God, and thought was God. But thought is what? Thought is the light. All things were made by it, and nothing was made that was made. Thought. Thought is the light. God is the darkness. Thought is the condensed form of the subconscious called the conscious. So when light takes from the darkness and reflects a piece, a character of the darkness to itself. Okay, so God is the darkness, the DNA, blueprint, subconscious, Akashic records, primordial soup of infinite possibilities. And thought is light. I'm sorry, am I blocking?
Yeah.
And thought is light conscious. Okay? Thought came into human form. Hue, prism of light. Hue, man. Form, which is energy. Hue, the light, hue, meaning all colors, came into form. All colors put together make what color?
Brown.
What is the mother color? All the colors put together make brown. And the more condensed that brown is, it becomes what? Black. Let's talk about light. Okay? So we have God, darkness, thought, light, which is the same as God, but it's the reflection of what's going on in the dark as a character, as a piece of it. Conscious. Your conscious mind is a refraction or a piece of your subconscious mind. And that came human form. Light become human. Become human. It was brown. It was black, indigo. It was neither male or female. It was male and female. Hermaphrodite. That's what it was. So, that concludes our class today. And I hope that you learned a lot today and you've been full. And it doesn't mean anything if you take this information and you don't do anything with it. You must apply this information, live in tune with the universe, which is live in harmony with nature. Get you some solar panels, get you some tents. We do not believe in owning land. We believe in honoring land. You honor land by actually, you can rent some property. Let them play their game of ownership. You cannot own anything. We do not believe in owning. You can rent, fine. Rent. You can even build your own in the middle of the woods where nobody is at. There's untouched land nobody's going to see. There's places, you'll be led to places that nobody's going to find. You'll be led to some property or some people, they'll be like, here, y'all can rent it for this. We're just passing through. We're here for a mission, to bring harmony upon the planet. We're not here to play their game of owning anything. You can't own anything. They've shown you that you can't own anything. When they want it, they'll come take it. They'll come fight it. They'll come war and take it from you. I mean, people already owned land when they got there. You know what I'm saying? And people took care of the land. They honored the land. So that was their space. They came and took that space. Now they're telling that you can actually buy from them to actually have a space within their system. No. The bank owns. Us humans in melanation, we honor. There's a difference. We respect and have high self-esteem, have high esteem. We fulfill and we honor the land, meaning that we take care of it. We don't want to be a part of things that doesn't take care of it. We have a high respect for the earth and we walk upon the earth. So high respect for it. Cannot own what I respect. Just can't. I can honor it. I can't own it. So, we will live one with the land. Get you a tent. Get you solar panels. Use technology. Use the technology. Dude, listen, this is the time to proclaim the kingdom. AI is the future of the destruction of this so-called Babylon. AI is going to destroy. That's their own weapon that they're creating. The more lazy they become, the more smart they think they're coming. They're creating something that will outsmart them and kill themselves. And AI is going to be a part of that. Disease are going to be a part of that. The nature is going to be a part of that. It's all coming against their own self. They're self-destructing. Okay? And the thing is, it's not going to destroy all of it because all of it lives in us. Babylon lives in us. There must be a balance of it. You can't take away all of the evil. You understand? Evil is just what is the poles. So it's just that it's out of balance. It's too much evil. Evil must exist, but it must be kept in balance. You understand? I'm not totally against evil. I'm just saying that it has to be balanced. Nothing should go against life. And if it does be very little, it should show us what not to do. It should be examples of us. When we are out of balance, we should be so imbalanced that when someone does do something evil, which lives in all of us, we should be able to see what not to do. Like, oh, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And so it must exist to show us what not to do, to show us God's wrath. Understand? So let us have balance. Let us be a part of us bringing balance. Technology, use it. Absolutely, with the technology, and the technology is going to AI. And we're putting out a video. It's already on my YouTube about AI, if they let it stay up. But, you know, Melodation is all about technology. Technology is the weapon against the system. The machine that turns against the system. Go watch iRobot. I love my self-reflection. Peace.
I love myself.